Good morning, and welcome to Keystone College's 148th Commencement. I am Dr. Karen Yarish, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please join me in a round of applause for the Color Guard, the Keystone College Symphonic Band, and Bagpiper. Just a reminder to please put your phones on vibrate during the ceremony. It is my pleasure to announce the stage party. Members of the President's Cabinet, members of the Board of Trustees, President of the Alumni Association, deans, invocation and benediction speaker, outstanding graduate, commencement speaker, chair of the Board of Trustees, and the President of Keystone College. I would also like to gratefully acknowledge Keystone College's excellent faculty seated in the front row. I now invite Reverend Lucas R. Taylor, Director of Multicultural Affairs and Student Activities, to the podium for the invocation. Please stand.
Good morning. Please join me in a moment of reflection. Standing on the edge of possibility, we break to drink in the deep sense of accomplishment, pride, and hope of this very moment. We reflect on the two empty chairs in the graduate section and pause in remembrance of Jake Burkhart and Tashandra Burton, who are a very special part of the Keystone family. Jake and Tashandra would have been on their journey to graduation. Their families are here with us today to shine their light on the two beautiful souls taken so soon. Please join me in a moment of silence. Suspended in the time between the student's present and graduate's future, we gather with abundant joy and overwhelming gratitude. This commencement embodies our vision of education as an engaged and dynamic partnership between Keystone College and the wider world. Today we celebrate our collective commitment to creating a better and more just world. May we bask in the delight of this day, and may the fierce dedication and patient determination that has brought us to this moment carry us forth. Let us create a world where we are empowered students, live in a diverse community where responsibility, integrity, mutual respect, and lifelong learning are those of the roots that you grow. Shalom and amen.
Thank you, Reverend Taylor. Please join me in singing the national anthem led by the Keystone College Symphonic Band. Men, please remove your caps. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tracy L. Brundage, the 11th president of Keystone College.
Wow, what an exciting day. You made it. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. We are here to celebrate your achievements, and this day serves as your springboard toward your future, and we are honored that Keystone College has been able to accompany you on this important journey. Parents, thank you for sharing these bright and beautiful students with us. They are now ready to make their mark in the world. Students, you have reached an incredible end in this chapter, and now you are ready to take the first step toward beginning the next. You are prepared to move in a new, vibrant direction where you will be able to demonstrate your talents and display your values and become the very best person that you can be. As you strive for greatness, here's an important piece of advice. Please don't be afraid to fail. If you are going to try new and innovative things, there is always the risk of failure. But we must learn how to guide our way through these experiences and the individual chapters in our own stories so we are able to write our own fearless endings. I'd like to share a quote from Theodore Roosevelt's 1910 Man in the Arena speech. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. The word arena may sound as though the reference is only about the big moments, maybe sometimes, but not always. I think the word arena really means any time we risk showing up and taking a chance in life. I hope you always have the courage to show up and enter into the arena. As Apple co-founder Steve Jobs once said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. What do you think you will be like in 5 or 10 years from now? What are you going to be doing? Where will you be living? How will you approach life's opportunities and challenges? The future presents us with so many unanswered questions. Many of you have probably heard that we have been celebrating our 150th anniversary this year, and this momentous occasion presents us with an opportunity to reflect on our past and celebrate our history as we continue to move forward into the future. For any organization or institution, 150 years of uninterrupted service is indeed a great accomplishment. The founders of Keystone were not afraid to look to the future. As the Civil War concluded, they knew society was evolving and education would be a much-needed component if their children were to succeed in an ever-changing industrial world. They not only founded Keystone Academy, but they worked each day to see it flourish. Keystone Academy became Keystone Junior College, and decades later, Keystone College. And I can tell you that the path to success was not always easy. And our motto, progress through effort served as a guiding light through good times and bad. As we progress through the last few remaining events commemorating this year's 150th anniversary, we celebrate the many accomplishments of those who came before us, and we look forward to the numerous achievements of our students and alumni still to come. Those thousands of Keystonians who have already made this journey have told us their stories. And many often say that had it not been for their Keystone experience, they would not have experienced the personal and professional achievements and satisfaction that they've enjoyed. We hear those stories and we love them because they demonstrate what progress through effort really means. We can use our stories to make a difference in the world. They can provide the lens that enables us to broaden our perspective, to see further than normal, and to become aware of our potential and to share that potential with others. Stories connect the past and present to the future, as we will hear from our commencement speaker and Keystone alumnus, Dr. Greg Baker. When I first talked with Dr. Baker about being our speaker today, I learned that we went to the same high school. I was fascinated with Greg's story about how he became who he is today. But knowing that we once walked in the same hallways, had the same teachers, and knew many of the same people helped me to really understand who he is and where he came from, and I could relate to many of the challenges he experienced. One day, you will read and possibly share your story with others, and you will have the ability to extract its meaning in your life and inspire others to become their best. Hopefully, these stories will include some indelible memories of your days at Keystone, indicative of the lifelong influence of our faculty, our staff, and friendships that you have forged while you were with us. It is our hope that we have inspired you with the qualities of flexibility, curiosity, determination, and the ability to share your own personal story that will unfold from this day forward. Of course, at Keystone, we must remember to do the same as an institution. We will move forward with the confidence our past presidents have so generously bestowed upon us so that we can carry on our own legacy. In fact, today we welcome our past president, Dr. David Coppola, and his wife Delia, who are here with us today. And David and Delia, we are so thankful that you could be here to help us celebrate these amazing graduates. Lastly, I thought I would share a few words about my own personal story. I too once sat in a cap and gown where you are today, feeling excited and anxious and a bit fearful, trying to anticipate what was going to happen next in my day-to-day life. I knew that my life was about to shift, and I honestly didn't know where I would end up, but I made it. I had some bumps along the way, but I can tell you that you can become anything you strive to be. It took great courage to get to where you are today, and I know you will continue to be courageous. Work hard, be kind and compassionate. You know you are always welcome back at Keystone, where we believe, belong, and become. We are so proud of you. We love you. This is your time. Now go and write your own story. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brundage. I welcome Dr. Fran Langen, Dean of the School of Professional Studies, to come forward to introduce today's commencement speaker.
Today's keynote speaker is a 1973 Keystone College alumnus, Dr. Gregory Baker. Dr. Baker has a successful orthodontic office in Hanover, New Hampshire, and is an associate clinical professor of orthodontics at the Harvard School of Dental Medicine. Dr. Baker earned his Bachelor of Science degree from Penn State University, his Doctorate of Dental Surgery from Temple's School of Dentistry, and his orthodontic certification from the University of Pennsylvania's School of Dental Medicine. Dr. Baker views continuing education as a top priority and uses cutting-edge techniques in his practice. Knowledgeable, personable, highly skilled, attentive, and sensitive are a few of the adjectives used by his patients to describe his attributes. He is passionate about land preservation, enjoying the great outdoors of New England, and playing the saxophone. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Baker to the podium to address the graduating class of 2019.
I'm not feeling any pressure at all right now. Hello, class of 2019. Congratulations. Good morning, Dr. Brundage, faculty and staff, trustees, parents, family, and friends. My name is Greg Baker. A few months ago, I got a surprise call from Keystone's Mary Ellen Walsh, inviting me today to be the commencement speaker. I said, sure. And then I thought to myself, did she do a background check on my years here at Keystone? Clearly she didn't. So I'm going to give you my background check. I grew up in a small town 2 hours north of here. And as Dr. Brundage said, we went to the same high school, and I found that out a couple months ago. I'm older than she is. Williamson Senior High School. It's a small world. I'm an Irish triplet. I have two brothers that are 10 months older than me. And for some reason, my parents thought it was a good idea that we skip kindergarten. That was the first mistake. Then they put us in the same grade together, and in fact, the same classroom. Mistake number 2. So here I am. I missed kindergarten. I'm developmentally 1 year behind my brothers, and we're in the same classroom. And my sister's in the grade ahead of us, and she's an A student. So the Baker experiment lasted 11 years. We were finally separated in the 12th grade. Unfortunately, it was a little too late in the game. I've always felt like I belonged in the grade behind my brothers. It was tough to compete with them. So I eventually devised my own grading system. To me, a D was equal to a C was equal to a B, and a B was equal to an A, and I did not get many A's. Unfortunately, when I applied to college, the colleges didn't see it that way. My options were limited with a 73% high school average and combined SAT scores of under 800, and you get almost 600 for signing your name. Okay. But I remember looking at dentistry in my guidance counselor's office, and Mr. Howe was always quick to remind me that I was not college material. He repeatedly suggested that I apply to the local trade school and go back to work in my family's hardware store. I was fortunate to get one college interview, Keystone Junior College. I still remember that interview. I remember the admissions officer saying to me, "You do not meet our academic requirements." You do not meet our academic requirements. However, I know that your parents can pay the tuition, so we're going to accept you here at Keystone. It's a true story. And I'm thinking, does anybody have anything positive to say around here? So, I enrolled in Keystone as a business major, but I secretly wanted to be an orthodontist. I also secretly wanted to meet Robert Redford, my film hero growing up. I had lunch with him in 1989. I'm going to pause because some of these things are hard to say, but anyway, there'll be a little pause, but I'll get through it. Thank you. So at the end of 3 semesters at Keystone, combined with soccer and socializing, I proved everybody right. My total cum was 1.53, with 1 semester to go for graduation. Then I got a call from the dean's office, and I'm thinking, Truth be told, I realized that with a total cum of 1.53, I was most likely going to get the boot. So a few months earlier, I applied to the plumbing program at the Votech in Williamsport. I was thinking that maybe Mr. Howe was right. That maybe I just wasn't cut out for the academic world. Unfortunately, my application to the plumbing program at the Votech was turned down. The visit to the dean went as expected. He basically said, "You're out of here." And I'm thinking, my parents are going to be pissed when they hear I flunked out of Keystone Junior College. My response to the dean was, "I hate what I'm studying. I hate what I'm studying. I want to go to dental school." His response was, "I'm pretty sure you're not getting into dental school with a 1.53. But somehow I convinced him to let me stay the last semester. Maybe because my parents prepaid the tuition. I actually might never know. I took biology, anatomy, physiology, and other science courses that semester. I also was reminded that I needed a 3.3 to pull my 1.53 over the 2.0 mark so I could graduate. My final semester, I did meet a biology professor who believed in me, Dr. Duprat. With his encouragement, I managed to cross the finish line with a total 2-year cum of 2.09 and graduate. Still not ideal for dental school, okay? That semester, I learned to believe in myself and where I belonged. My 3.9 took me on a long journey in my 20s. Penn State University, 3 years. Temple University, 4 years for dental school. University of Pennsylvania for 2 years. While I was at Penn State, I ran into the valedictorian of my high school class in high school, and he laughed at me when I said to him that I was studying for dental school. I'm thinking, I think he's still mad that I stole Cheryl from him in 9th grade. And knowing what I know this week, sometimes the fastest horse doesn't always win the Kentucky Derby. After I graduated from Penn Orthodontics, I went back to New Hampshire and started my orthodontic practice. I was also invited to teach at Harvard Orthodontics, which I felt was an honor, and I'm thinking, I am totally out of my league. I've been there 18 years. It's been the most rewarding experience of my life. A few years ago, I was asked to give the orthodontic graduation speech at Harvard. I spent 3 months and many sleepless nights trying to come up with a commencement address that made me look brilliant. And to top it off, J.K. Rowling was speaking at the main commencement that day, the author of Harry Potter. I didn't feel any pressure. After much angst with speech writing, my friend Cindy said to me, she said, "Talk from your heart instead of your brain." Somehow the writing became easier. So today I'm going to share with you the life lessons I've extracted from that dental school address. Get extracted, okay. Okay, the first week of orthodontic school, we teach the basics of how teeth fit together. It's called the 6 keys to occlusion. It's like when you bite, this fits a certain way, these fit a certain way, and there's a certain look to them. Okay, we call it the 6 keys to occlusion. The students spend 3 years in training, learning to bend wire so that they can achieve these 6 keys to occlusion. They eventually learn to hate this term. So I decided to put a spin on the 6 keys. So the 6 keys to occlusion, I renamed it as the 6 keys to less confusion. And here are the 6 keys. Key number 1 is belonging. Key number 2 is honesty. Key number 3 is humility. Key number 4 is being present. Key number 5 is gratitude. And key number 6 is forgiveness. Don't worry about remembering these 6 keys. You'll remember the stories, and there is no final exam. So we'll talk about key number 1, it's belonging. I have to slow it down a little bit. So humans, we all have a longing for belonging. My 2 years at Keystone were spent figuring out where I belonged. I knew from that day that I was accepted that I didn't want to be a business major. But external voices are powerful. They make us doubt ourselves. My heart was telling me that I should go to dental school, and my brain and everybody else was saying that I wasn't smart enough. I urge you graduates to listen to your heart and not your brain. And you will discover where you belong. I love this quote. It's called Path. Look at every path closely and deliberately. Try it as many times as you think necessary. Then ask yourself, does this path have heart? If it does, then it's good. If it doesn't, then it's of no use to you. Make decisions from your heart. A sense of belonging can have a positive effect on mental and physical health. I go to a local coffee shop in the morning, and I meet with my friends. And for months I noticed a man in his 50s probably who was kind of standing in the corner, and he didn't seem very friendly, or like he didn't want to really talk to anybody. But one morning I walked up to him and I said hello. And a conversation started. And I learned that he was this quiet man was recovering from a heart transplant, and his body was fighting it. I believe a simple hello made a difference that day. 1 year later, he's at morning coffee with us, enjoying his new friends and his improved health. Belonging is key number one. Key number two is honesty. Being honest with ourselves and others. A really difficult key. Being honest with ourselves and others. In 2004, I had a complicated spine procedure in Phoenix. A minimally invasive surgery was attempted to decompress my spinal cord from an injury. A 3-hour minimally invasive procedure became a 13-hour maximally invasive procedure with an open chest, yada, 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 okay? So I lost 85% of my blood, and I woke up on the respirator, and I was wondering what the hell happened. The problem that I had with all of this is that I had minimal information from the surgeon. He should have been honest with me about the surgery and the complications. He should have told me that I lost most of my blood in the surgery, that I needed 13 units during the process. He should have told me that I would be yellow for 3 to 6 months. He should have told me that my lung was permanently damaged. I returned. 3 years later, I returned, and I had a conversation with him. I would have healed better if I knew what I was up against, and I would have healed better if he would have been honest with me. The next lesson I learned about honesty is being honest with myself. You know when you have an inner conflict, I'm sure that you haven't experienced this, but I have. You have an inner conflict that's going on, and you don't really deal with it, but it kind of bubbles up, and you kind of push it back down. So I was doing that in this situation. Okay, let's face it, we've all done that. I was supposed to get my blood tested a year later for hepatitis and AIDS from the surgery date. And basically, I was afraid to do that. So every time I thought about the test, I would say to myself, "You're fine, you're not yellow anymore. And you don't need to be tested." And I kept saying that and saying it and saying it. And eventually the mental gymnastics wore me out. I got my blood tested 3 years later, and I was fine. What a waste of emotional energy not being honest with myself. Honesty is key number two. Key number three is humility. There are all kinds of lessons in humility. Mount Washington is the highest mountain in New Hampshire. It's 6,288 feet. It's a quarter the size of Everest. It has the highest recorded wind speed on the planet. It's 231 miles an hour. The death toll is over 138 people to date. The death toll on Everest is a little over 200. So why is it that this mountain in New Hampshire has claimed so many lives? Lack of humility. Here's how you die hiking Mount Washington on a hot August day. The Ammonoosuc Ravine Trail is 4.7 miles to the top of Mount Washington. The last mile of the trail is above tree line. It's rocky and it's steep. It's strangely littered with crosses of people who have died there. Many of these deaths were caused by too much ego and lack of humility. You arrive at the base of the mountain at 9 a.m. The temperature is 78 degrees with clear skies. You're young and you're fit because you work out 5 times a week. You decide that you're going to get out your day pack and decide to go light because it's summer. The sky is sunny and you make a choice not to bring rain gear, but you do throw a cotton hooded sweatshirt in your day pack, along with a bottle of water and 2 power bars. It's going to be a quick hike. The hike up to the tree line's a little challenging in spots, but you make it up. You're a little sweaty from your workout. You leave the trees, and you see the last mile to the peak. It's rocky and steep and a well-worn trail. And every 50 foot is a cairn, which is a large pile of stones for visibility in the fog so that you don't lose the trail. There's a sense of excitement when you see the top and you can't wait to bag the peak. The only problem is that you've gone through most of your water and both power bars. The temperature now is 56 degrees and with 40-mile-an-hour winds. You're a little chilly, so you put on your cotton sweatshirt and you pick up the pace. Within 200 yards of tree line, you see your first cross and you say to yourself, what a stupid way to lose your life, hiking. You're thinking, that's what you were thinking. But there's a saying in mountaineering, if you take a risk and succeed, it's bold. If you take a risk and fail, it was stupid. You are now 31 minutes above tree line, except now the clouds have moved in, and the wind is now much stronger. As you look across the landscape, you can see some clouds moving your way and light rain. Soon you are in the middle of it. Your cotton-harbored sweatshirt is now wet, and you can feel the mountain stealing the cold from your body. Your forehead is cold from the wind and the rain, and your thought process seems a little slower. You push on, knowing that every 50 feet is a trail marker. Another 10 minutes, you decide to take a break out of the wind, so you take a break behind a large boulder out of the wind. You are now shivering, and you have goosebumps, which raise the hair on end in an attempt to create an insulating layer for your skin. Your body temperature has dropped 3 degrees. Now the mountain owns you. You push on, but because of reduced visibility and lack of mental clarity, you roam off the trail, and you start going in a circular pattern in the fog. Out of breath, you take another break. You actually begin to feel warm and slightly euphoric now. You decide to remove your sweatshirt because you're warm. Paradoxical undressing is the final stage. Paradoxical undressing is the final stage. The rest is history, and another cross is added to the mountain. Humility is key number 3. The most impressive people I've ever met understand this key. Key number 4 is being present. How do you feel when someone is talking to you and their cell phone rings and they say, "Just a second"? How does it make you feel? I know both sides of this scenario. I'm guilty. We live in a distracted world. There's a new term called digital fasting. It's an interesting term, and it's an interesting subject that you should check out. but the gift of being present is the greatest expression of kindness. The gift of being present is the greatest expression of being kindness. Part of orthodontics involves treating patients with head and neck pain. Several years ago, a patient came into my office with the classic jaw TMJ symptoms. She couldn't sleep from the chronic pain, and she said to me that she felt suicidal. She clearly wanted to talk to me. The office was busy that morning, so I wanted to get started making her a night guard. The office was busy, and I wasn't present to her. She started to cry, and I sat down. She didn't need a night guard. She needed to talk about what it was like to be in her apartment when the World Trade Center when the World Trade Center collapsed. She wanted to talk about how she narrowly escaped with her life. She wanted to talk about the nightmares that she had from that experience. She wanted to talk about how she was grinding her teeth, and what she needed was for me to be present that day. She left her New York City apartment with everything still in it and moved to Vermont. She was suffering from post-traumatic stress, and she needed me to be present that day. The gift of being present is the greatest expression of kindness. These keys get harder, okay, sorry. Key number 5 is gratitude. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. I have a mom in my practice that was a victim of a horrific domestic violence. Her boyfriend lost his temper and went on a rage. He broke several of her bones and he threw lye in her face. It was burned beyond recognition and she lost her eyesight. After 55 surgeries, she still looked disfigured. Several years ago, she came to my office with her daughter. It was a very uncomfortable waiting room scene. We quickly moved them into a private room so as not to upset the other people in the reception area. Truth be told, I avoided going into that room, but I eventually did. At one point in the conversation, I said, "I'm sorry for what you've been through." And she responded, she says, "I have a lot to be grateful for." She was the 5th person to receive a face transplant at Beth Israel Hospital in Boston. Find one thing each day that you're grateful for. Write it down. Write it down on the mirror, your computer. It will transform your life. Gratitude is key number 5. The last key to less confusion is forgiveness. Forgive yourself and forgive others. Conflict is inevitable in this life. It can be internal conflict or it can be external conflict. And an unresolved conflict is like a carcinogen floating in your body. And we're capable of going around for years with it, with unresolved conflict. The bridge between conflict and resolution is forgiveness. Forgiveness of others and ourselves. My father carried an unresolved conflict with him for 38 years. It impacted his sleep, his mood, his joy, and his family. One Sunday afternoon, we were standing around the charcoal grill, and I said to him, "What's been upsetting you all these years?" And the floodgates opened up. World War II stories came out: malaria, being afraid to die, relational issues poured out, and so did a lot of tears. My father learned to forgive himself that day, and he died 2 months later in peace. We need to understand forgiveness of ourselves and others. The quality of your life will depend on your ability to say, "I forgive you and I'm sorry." There are many times in the practice of orthodontics and in my life I've forgotten these keys: belonging, honesty, humility, presence, gratitude, and forgiveness. They're difficult to remember when you're in the trenches. And if you can't remember the 6 keys, remember kindness. In 1973, I was fortunate to have a biology professor who encouraged me and was kind to me, even though I had a 1.53. And he probably never even knew he did that. Thank you, Dr. DePra. My wish for the 2019 graduating class is that you never underestimate your ability. That you do not take no for an answer when it comes to your dreams. That you're resilient. That you listen to your heart. And most importantly, that you practice kindness. Kindness has the potential to turn a life around. And the life we turn around might even be our own. Congratulations, class of 2019. I'm grateful that you asked me to be part of your special day.
We're so appreciative that Dr. Baker could be here with us today. I just wanted to try to add a little bit of dental humor into this and say, thanks, Dr. Baker, for making us smile. And thanks for being a part of our commencement in the college's 150th year. I have a small token of appreciation for Dr. Baker that I'd like to present to him now. I'm going to ask him to come up. This book, It's the History of Keystone, was published by the Keystone College Press and edited by Victoria Aramo, a 2018 alum of Keystone College. And this book shows who we are as a place, big enough to challenge, small enough to care. Dr. Baker's words meant so much to us at this time of our celebration, and I want to thank you. In addition, I have a short message from Dr. Baker's sister, who couldn't be here today, and here's the message that she wanted me to share. She states, GB, you are, hope I don't start crying now, I think I might. You are a kind and generous man, and I'm so proud of your accomplishments. Many lives have been enriched because you didn't take no for an answer. No, you will always be my hero. Love you, dude.
At this time, it is my pleasure to invite Ward Rowe, Dean of the Turok School of Arts and Sciences, to come forward to introduce the 2019 Outstanding Graduate.
Thank you, Dr. Yerish. The Outstanding Graduate Award is given to a student who excels academically and participates in multiple ways in the life of the college's campus. The Outstanding Graduate of 2019 is Nicole Gianni. Go ahead. Today, Nicole is receiving her Bachelor of Science degree. Nicole's biography is in the commencement program. Nicole is an excellent student. She's skilled, hardworking, well-rounded, dedicated, and highly motivated. Please join me in welcoming Nicole Gianni.
President Brundage, Dr. Yarish, Dean Rowe, Dr. Langdon, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, friends, and most importantly, students. Thank you for allowing me to speak with you today and for the honor of being this year's Outstanding Graduate. I would like to start today with a brief historical story. The year was 2015, it was late summer, and we were reporting for our first semester of college. Can any of you believe we were freshmen only 4 years ago? Some of us were moving into dorms and leaving our families for the very first time. Most of us were attending all the welcome weekend activities and making new friends. Some of us were lucky enough to find our best friends, who are now more than friends, they are family. In addition, do any of you remember back when we were debt-free and didn't even think about how much was in our bank accounts before we went out? I try to remember that time, as that time was the start of the pursuit of an amazing dream. All of the experiences from freshman year seem like so long ago, but in reality, these experiences were just yesterday. We have been through a lot of good and bad experiences together, but these experiences have shaped who we are today. At this time, I would like to share 4 different pieces of advice that I learned during my 4 years at Keystone College, each of which demonstrates that giving up on your dream is never the best option. First, if you don't know what you want to do, there is nothing wrong with that. I did not know that science was my passion until my sophomore year in high school. Then, when I decided that I wanted to pursue science, I didn't know what branch of science to pursue. There are so many: general biology, microbiology, wildlife biology, genetics. How could I choose just one? I honestly had no idea what I wanted to pursue in the science field, so I decided to pursue a dual major in general and wildlife biology because I really enjoyed my independent animal behavior class in high school, but I was not sure that that was enough to definitely say that that's what I wanted to pursue for the rest of my life. Originally, I was only going to be a wildlife biology major, and if I stayed with that decision, I would not have been exposed to the microbiology course that literally changed my life. I knew that microbiology was my passion when I was performing the final unknown project in that course, because all I wanted to do was be in the laboratory working on it. So not knowing what I wanted actually turned out to be the best thing to happen to me. Before taking microbiology, I had no idea what I wanted to study in graduate school. All I knew was that I wanted to further my education in the sciences. The first semester of my sophomore year, I remember making a list of interesting potential majors in science, and worrying that I would not figure out what I wanted to study in graduate school. I knew that when the class came along, I would know it right away, but the thought of putting all my faith in a class that might exist was daunting. Being unsure about your long-term life goal, even now at graduation, does not make you unintelligent. It makes you human, and sometimes the best things come out of not knowing what you want. Second, you don't need to be perfect and get that 4.0 GPA to be successful or be great at every class or task that comes your way. Everyone is different, and we all possess skills that are unique to us. Even if we are the same major as the person sitting next to us, we all have varying interests and abilities. Look at me, for example. I was and still am awful at organic chemistry. I am not ashamed to admit my organic chemistry deficiency because we can't be good at everything. Organic chemistry was honestly the first class that I received a really bad grade on a test. And I don't mean Nicole's bad grade scale, which is usually a B, as my friends would say. Did organic chemistry want to make me cry at times? Yes, of course. But did I give up on science because of it? No, of course not. You can't let one small thing in your life make you quit your dreams. If I let one class like organic chemistry stop me from pursuing my dreams, I would not be where I am today. You're going to come across many obstacles in your area or areas of interest, which may require some additional time to learn what you need to know. But putting in the extra effort does not mean your goal is not worth the effort in the long run. Third, if you want something, go after your dream with full force. I learned that if you put in the effort and energy, you can accomplish anything. And I know that may sound cheesy, but it's 100% true. As a freshman, I knew I wanted to pursue faculty-directed research at Keystone, but I was too nervous to ask or apply for a position. I thought I wasn't smart enough or had enough skill as a freshman to even ask for a research opportunity. The summer before my junior year, I finally took the initiative and asked Dr. Stanovich for any research opportunities available. I honestly did not care what kind of research because I really just wanted the research experience. Without taking that initial initiative, I would not have acquired my research assistant position and participated in several different research projects or be going to graduate school as a teaching assistant. Honestly, looking back, I wish I asked sooner about research opportunities or applied for Dr. Stanovich's research assistant position my freshman year. Time goes by quickly, so if you want something, don't hesitate to go after it. Lastly, role models come in all shapes and sizes, but the effect they have on you cannot be matched by anything else in this world. My whole life has been dominated by role models. My uncle was the one who first introduced me to science when I was younger. My high school science teacher, Mr. Hatchman, showed me the wonders of biology and was the first person to push me to believe in my scientific abilities. Dr. Darrell Horn truly cared about my future and pushed me to think outside the box. Finally, Dr. Stanovich has been the best role model since my freshman year here at Keystone, and she has done so much for me. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do without her next year. She pushed me to be the best science student I can be, and she never gave up on me, even when I was not confident in my abilities at times. She has done so much more, and I don't know how I could ever repay her. If you have someone who is as amazing and important as Dr. Stanovich is to me, don't forget to tell them. One of the best parts about college is making these connections with faculty and staff members. No matter if you're furthering your education or going straight into the workforce, try to make connections with people, and you may also find your own Dr. Stanovich. Most importantly, congratulations to all of you. Think about how much you've accomplished these past few years and how much you've learned in both knowledge and life lessons. That cannot be replaced by anything. Now we are moving on again. We have grown up so much, and I know all of us are capable of amazing things. Thank you all for a fantastic 4 years at Keystone, and I can't wait to see the amazing dreams all of you will accomplish. Just remember, there are going to be difficult obstacles in your path, but the outcome all depends on how you deal with these obstacles. Never give up on your dreams, because dreams are meant to be reached. Believe in yourself, and you will succeed at anything you set your mind to. I'm going to end on a simple Disney quote because it has gotten me through many tough times in high school and in college. If you can dream it, you can do it. Congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Keystone College is recognizing our graduating veterans with a special red, white, and blue cord in recognition of their service to our country. At this time, I ask all graduating veterans and active duty military personnel who served our country to please stand and be recognized. Many of you earned academic awards presented to you at our All-College Honors Convocation. Those awards are listed in today's program. In addition, a significant number of you earned academic honors determined by your grade point average at the time of graduation: cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. These honors will be noted as we present the diplomas. They are also noted in the program. We ask those graduating with honors to stand and be recognized with a well-deserved round of applause. We now begin the conferral of degrees to the Keystone College graduates. There is a professional photographer taking pictures of each graduate. In the interest of decorum and as a courtesy to those around you, please remain seated while the graduates are awarded their degrees. Marshals, please take your positions. I invite Dr. Brundage to join me in the conferral of degrees. Candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science, please rise. That's all of you. Ms. President, on behalf of the faculty of Keystone College, I present these candidates and respectfully recommend that such degrees be conferred upon them.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and by the trustees of Keystone College, I confer upon the candidates from Keystone College the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate of Applied Science. Congratulations.
We now have the special privilege of presenting the 2019 graduates of Keystone College with a symbol of their accomplishments. The academic deans will read the names of the graduates from their schools. At this time, I invite Dean Fran Langen to present the graduates from the School of Professional Studies.
Master of Business Administration, School of Professional Studies, Charles Robert Rizzo. Daniel Ungaro. Master of Education in Early Childhood Education Leadership, Leah Marissa Balch. Erica Calderon Hojo. Cynthia Debsky DeStefano. Deborah Jacqueline Fowler. Kelsey Marie Grayson. Congratulations. Heather Brooks Gross. Shemika K. Jumis. Lillian A. Quinones Aponte, Leon. Judith Lee Locker Finelli. Jeanette Lugo. Gail Jane Monroe. Kathleen Teresa Nicoletti. Wilmer Para Reyes. Jessica Geneva Rivera. Carmen Milagros Rodriguez. Yaneska Santiago Lebron. Deborah A. Still. Abigail Velasquez. Christina Conchetta Wolf. For the degree of Master of Science in Accountancy, Taylor Marie Conforti. Ashley Fuentes. Kelly R. Kane. Cassandra Marie Lamberson. Michaela Marie Marciano. Gina Marie Wassel. Bachelor of Science. Babatunde Sampson Adola Adesana. Thank you. Andrea P. Arujo. Nancy Ariza. Omar Manuel Arrieta. Taylor Elizabeth Beatty, cum laude.
Just like the food, Cherry Vanessa.
Cherry Vanessa Benjamin, magna cum laude. Francesca Ann Betty. Alyssa M. Boschman, cum laude. Terrence Anthony Bowman.
Buetti is the last name.
Matthew D. Buetti. Manuel Alejandro Calvesh. Tiffany A. Cannon, magna cum laude. Nicolette Kirsten Carrion. Teresa M. Kavanaugh, magna cum laude. Ryan Francis Salenza, cum laude. James T. Colapetro. Ivan Andre Corlette, Jr. Niza Michelina Cortez, summa cum laude. Bray Tyler Cure. Sebastian David Dela Cruz. Richard Anthony Desmarchais. Michael Antonio Joseph DiMatteo. McKenna Margaret Ellis. Daniel Bennett Fagerberg. Candace Jane Fox. Lauren Ashley Fry, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Jaylene Galana, cum laude. Margaret R. Galloway, cum laude. Jelena Catherine Gibbs, cum laude. Brianna Nicole Habib. Daniel L. Harden, summa cum laude. Neil Patrick Harvey, cum laude. Emily Catherine Hawkins. Rebecca Marie Heenman, magna cum laude. Shay Elizabeth Hodder, magna cum laude. Judd Michael Holbrook, summa cum laude. Alyssa Nicole Holliday. Alyssa Marie Hughes, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Laura Isaac, magna cum laude.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre Jean III, magna cum laude. Tammy Lynn Jensen, summa cum laude. Victoria Elizabeth Jensky. Autumn Decker Kellum, magna cum laude. Catherine Charlotte Kempka, summa cum laude. Joshua Kerr. Ashley Ann Kostiak, summa cum laude. Kasui Quadio. Say, Quasity. Kayla Jean Kowalski, cum laude. Iana Iman Lanier Hunter. Kristen Marie Larkin, cum laude. Abadusam. Yeah. Abadusami Lebdawi, summa cum laude. Alec William Lloyd. Haley Margaret Lavelle, cum laude. Michael Kent Lucadamo. Chrissa A. Mancuso. Amanda Parita Martin. Ryan Christopher McDonald, summa cum laude. Karen E. McMicken, cum laude. Madeline Morrow, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Bridget Nealon. Gabriella Devon Nemeth. Brandon Scott Newsom. Kevin H. Patel, magna cum laude. Kayur Patel, summa cum laude. Mitesh J. Patel, summa cum laude. Anthony Angelo Pulici, magna cum laude. Jondi Pena, cum laude. Olivia Noel Peters, cum laude. Cassandra Ann Purcell, cum laude.
Elmer Raphael Ramos.
Elmer Raphael Ramos, Jr. Sean P. Kelly, magna cum laude. Marcus Anthony Rivera, cum laude. Christina D. Rhoda, summa cum laude. Chrysler Romero Perdomo. Chrysler Romero Perdomo.
Felicity Joy Rudin.
Felicity Joy Rudin, cum laude. Anita Louise Sakovich, magna cum laude. Luann Scardino.
Scholes is the last name.
Okay. Samantha Evangeline Scholes, summa cum laude.
It's Devin.
Devin. Devin Scott. Nicole Tara Shea, cum laude.
Shagelski is the last name. Kayla Shagelski.
Kayla Shigelski, magna cum laude.
Austin Kirksman.
Austin Kirk Smith, cum laude.
Devin Strickland.
Devin D. Strickland. Sawyer Malone Strope. Caitlin Marie Tappan, cum laude. Mary Jo Thompson, cum laude.
Can you slow them down just for a second?
Andrew Stephen Trotter. Jordan Michael Vance. Chauncey Vance. William Connor Wheeler. Jessica Lynn White. Merrick Thomas Whitney, cum laude.
Yates is the last name.
Jacob Stephen Yates. Associate in Science. Yasmin Ortega, summa cum laude. Lysandra Chavez, cum laude. Olga I. Colon, magna cum laude. Cases Feliciana Sierra, magna cum laude. Claudia G. Leone, cum laude. Carla M. Ortiz, cum laude. Marta Ortiz, cum laude. Margaret May Perez, magna cum laude. Alicia Ann Petrikowski, summa cum laude. Ana Marie Rodriguez, cum laude. Jasenica Roman Merced, cum laude. Madeline Rosado Cruz, magna cum laude. Evelyn C. Santana de Cueto, summa cum laude. Good, congratulations. Francis Anthony Santarello. Associate in Applied Science, Patrick B. Puchalowski, thank you. At this time, I invite Dean Wardrow to present the graduates from the Turok School of Arts and Sciences.
The degree of Bachelor of Arts, Alicia Quinn Bird. Kelly Ann Corcoran, summa cum laude. Tyler A. Essex, summa cum laude. Emily Rose Garrity, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Trevor Gregorovich, cum laude. Wesley James Kurtz, cum laude. Lindsay Elizabeth Lockwood, summa cum laude, honors scholar. William E. Lycola, cum laude. Courtney Lynn McCreary, cum laude. Nolan C. McMahon. Matthew Anthony Nealon. Nicole M. Petrie. Robert Joseph Pipeling. Molly C. Powers. Jamie Lynn Sacchetti, magna cum laude. Tial A. Schock. Stacy Lynn Srebro, summa cum laude. Joanna Elizabeth Wallace, cum laude, honors scholar. Grace Sophia Watkins. Darren James Weber, summa cum laude. Victoria Joyce White, magna cum laude. Mitchell Leonard Winters, magna cum laude. With the degree of Bachelor of Science, Corey Allegrucci. Destiny Hope Anders. Mark Angelo Arzi, Jr. Kayla Ann Bain, magna cum laude. Caroline Cora Bartkus, cum laude. Clayton John Brooks, cum laude. Audrey Elizabeth Buss, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Molly Rose Caracciolo, cum laude. Nicholas F. Chimera, Jr., cum laude, honors scholar. Samantha Grace Selsky. Shannon Marie Cobb. Matthew J. Cortazar. Okay. There we go. Luke Charles Groover. Kul Bahadar Dahal. Cum laude. Acacia S. Deloach. Courtney R. Dougal, cum laude. Amber Lynn Fotuski. Jasmine Rose Gage. Brittany Elise Garner. Nicole Marie Gianni, magna cum laude. Marissa Jade Gillespie. Kyle Magnus Glucksness, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Andrew Joseph Gorchik. Felicia Andrea Hallworth, summa cum laude. Christy Lee Hansen. Victoria Mary Homfeld, cum laude. Noah Abram Hunsberger, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Emily Patricia Hutton. Shanice T. James. Cheyenne T. James. Timothy C. Lane. Morgan Diane Lesjak. Kirsten Marie Leiden. Sabrina Ann Miller. Jacob Patrick Mitchell, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Samantha Leocadia Monetti, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Alexis Elaine Murdoch. Robert John Nardelli. Derek A. Norman. Monique Renee Orr, cum laude. Loretta Dufie Owusu, cum laude. Megan Virginia Oyer, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Joseph Michael Pahalik. Jessica J. Pagano. Pinkal Shirish Patel. Emily Ann Farr, magna cum laude. James R. Rosano. Sean Fonts Reed, magna cum laude. William Michael Roditsky II, magna cum laude, honors scholar. Ashley Nicole Rutkavich. Alexis Diane Scheidler. Nadira Scott. Susan Catherine Slowinski, summa cum laude, honors scholar. Ali Caroline Smith, magna cum laude. Alexandria Marie Smith. Jamie O'Brien Smith, magna cum laude. Kelly Ann Smith. Austin Wayne Sperry. Veda Montez Tefera. Rachel Ann Van Tyne. Eileen Susan Walsh. Shawnee Wang. Ashley Faye White, magna cum laude. Vanessa Marie Warmuth. Rebecca Yuskavich, cum laude. With the degree Associate in Arts, Jasmine Elise Cohn, magna cum laude. Angelica I. Plappert. Kyle Robert Zimmerman. With a degree Associate in Science, Daisy Castellon.
Graduates, please stand and turn your tassels from the right to the left. This is a century-old tradition signifying the earning of a degree. Please be seated. You did it. Congratulations again. And it's wonderful to see so many of your family and friends here with you, and I'm sure that they supported you along the way. At this time, I ask them to please stand and be recognized, family and friends. Also, your Keystone College faculty members guided and supported you. Now will the faculty please stand and be recognized. I also want to thank the Keystone College Commencement Committee for making today's event such a success. Music has become an important part of Keystone College under the leadership of Jeff Tyluki. At this time, the Keystone College Symphonic Band will present Progress Through Effort, a celebration of the 150th anniversary of Keystone College, an original composition by Jeffrey A. Tyluki, Director of Bands and Performance Music, in tribute to our seniors. Awesome. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce our final speaker from the class of 1977, Don Cadman. Don is the president of our Alumni Association Board. He is employed with Henkel Corporation and lives with his family outside of Boston.
Good afternoon. It is my great honor to welcome each of you into the Keystone College Alumni Association. On behalf of 17,000 alumni, congratulations. Today, we celebrate your academic achievements and your attainment of your degree. It wasn't easy. You overcame challenges, persevered, and were resilient. It is something to be very proud of. The class of 2019 is very special to me and President Brundage. You are the first class to graduate with our new president and my first class while leading the Alumni Association. You have set the bar very high, and we have the utmost confidence in your path forward. If I may, I would like to take a minute and talk to you about what we choose to love in our lives. You spent the last 4 years looking for what you'd love to do, though you probably never took a course in finding love. You can't see it or touch it, but it certainly exists. You just need to know where to find it. I found it here at Keystone, and it has lasted my lifetime. Living in Boston, I am quite busy with my career and family, and I'm frequently asked why I visit the campus so often. Quite simply, it is where I'm at peace with myself and the beautiful surroundings. I enjoy speaking with students and working with fellow alumni and staff on various engagement activities for alumni and students. To me, it's love. This is Keystone. As we celebrate 150 years of Keystone College, it is important that we recognize the many friends and especially alumni that have contributed to our graduates' education. It's possible you are one of the many students who are recipients of alumni giving back to Keystone. With the help of supportive alumni, the stronger we are, the stronger the college. Please consider paying it forward by being an active and engaged alumni. Let's start with a Rail Rider baseball game and tailgating party on July 20th. Why wait? It's love. It's Keystone. Class of 2019, I would like to challenge each of you to join your fellow alumni as an active ambassador for the college. We need your help in making a difference in the lives of the next incoming class and to secure the foundation of Keystone College for the next 150 years. In accepting this challenge, I promise you the rewards will last a lifetime. If you believe the stronger we are together, the stronger the college, then this is love. This is Keystone. Congratulations.
Thank you, Don. Please rise and welcome voices to the stage as we join in singing Keystone College's alma mater. The words can be found on the back of your program.
Hail, alma mater, our voices are raised to thee. Of you, alma mater, our praises will ever be. To Keystone College, we give our thanks anew. We go forth and promise to pledge our lives to you. Hail, alma mater, endeavor shall be our creed. For you, alma mater, by virtue ever lead. To Keystone College, we give our thanks anew. We go forth and promise to pledge our lives to you.
Thank you, voices. Please remain standing for the benediction that will be delivered by Reverend Lucas R. Taylor.
Please bow your heads with me. Beloved, let us together seek blessings for what is yet to be, blessings of imagination and insight, for the learning in the years to come, for keen eyes to sense the unexpected opportunity, for faithful ears to hear a call to speak truth, for steady obedience to the way of love in community and in spirit. Now go forth into this world as strong leaders, guiding with intelligence and kindness as inspired thinkers, creatively seeking positive change as dedicated citizens and volunteers, ready to work for justice as an active member of your new communities, ready to share your gifts with all. Shalom and amen.
Thank you, Reverend Taylor. Congratulations, graduates. Let's give them one more round of applause. Keystone College is very proud of you and your accomplishments. We wish you continued success and hope that you think fondly of your time at Keystone. We hope also to see you at homecoming on October 12th. I'm going to ask that you please remain standing while the stage party, faculty, and students exit. The commencement program is ended. Thank you all very much.